Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Lisa, aka the Wonder of Ivy, and I'm going to be showing you today how I make my cheeseburger soup. I love slow cooking. I don't do it often enough because I always forget and it takes too long, but one of my favorite recipes to do is the slow cooker cheeseburger soup. And I found this recipe on Pinterest, so that's what I'm going to be showing you today, and I'm going to be walking you through the steps, the ingredients, all that good jazz on how I make it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and be sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and be sure to hit that like button if you like the video and you want to see more recipes like this. Let's go ahead and get started. So the ingredients you see here are for the broth. You're going to want shredded carrots. 4 potatoes, I prefer red potatoes. We have 1 white onion, parsley flakes, basil, and chicken broth. Now we have everything chopped, loaded, ready to go. We have our 4 potatoes, and I leave like the little things on them. I'm not too picky. If you're more picky with that, you can definitely take them off. 1 small onion, yellow or white, chopped. I suck at chopping. We did our best. Throw that in there. If you want it smaller, obviously you can spend more time. And then we have 1 cup, about 1 cup of shredded carrots. Now the recipe also calls for celery. That is not something that I like, so I didn't put any celery. However, you're free to add or remove any of the ingredients that you want. Now we're gonna add 3 cups of chicken broth. Now this thing is only 2 cups because it doesn't go. So we'll go ahead and pour in the remaining cup. And you can get any brand you want. I just got the Walmart brand. Pour that up in there. Now I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon each of basil and parsley. Now we're gonna stir it all up. And there's other seasonings you can add. I usually wait until we add in the beef for the cheeseburger part and really season the meat very well, as us Latinos do. So I'm just gonna make sure that's very well put in there. And then this is going to cook for 4 hours on high. So I'll check back in probably like an hour or so, just to stir and make sure everything's cooking evenly. And I have it on warm right now. I'm gonna switch that up to high, and then that will cook on high for 3 hours, and then 1 hour after we add in the cheeseburger components. Here we are, about almost 2 hours in. It smells so good. I wish this had smell-o-vision. So we still have about an hour left until we start adding in, well, look at that fog coming in. We add in the rest of the components. So we'll check back in about an hour. So it's been the 3 hours that this has been stewing, so we're about to get the rest of it ready, and that includes the ground beef. Now I season it with adobo. Now this, use very sparingly. When people first start cooking with adobo, they go in. This has a lot of sodium, so I don't like to use it a lot, but if I do use it, I use just a little bit. And because of the broth having onions and parsley and stuff, like, it's gonna have a lot of flavoring, so you don't need to go OD on this. Then I also use pepper, black pepper with the grinder, and my favorite salt, and this salt I get from Dominican Republic. And I'm about to put that in the ground beef, brown it, and get started on this part. So when you're browning the meat, you want to make sure that you're breaking it up as small as you want. I like there to be a lot of beef distributed, so I break it up really small. Now we're gonna take it out of the pot, but we're gonna make sure that we leave the pot on for the next step. So for this next part, once you remove the ground beef, you're gonna go ahead and take a Bounty or paper towel and wipe off any of the excess grease. Make sure that your heat is on medium, and then you're gonna add 3 tablespoons of butter to the pot and start moving that around to get it melted. Now you wanna make sure that your pot isn't too hot where you run the risk of burning the butter and then you have brown butter in your mix. Now you want to go ahead and add 1/4 cup of white flour, and this is going to help, like I said, this is going to be the thickening agent in the soup. And you want to make sure that you mix that really well. The recipe calls for it to be golden brown. I just try to make sure that all the flour and the butter are absorbed into each other. For this next part, you're gonna go ahead and add 2 cups of milk. I use 2% milk. You can use whatever kind of milk you want. Salt and pepper. As you can see, I use a lot of black pepper because I love black pepper. So we went ahead and, I said we, it's just me. I go ahead and added the milk, butter, flour mixture in here. It looks kind of watery, and that is because we have yet to add our final ingredient, which is cheese. Now you can go ahead and use shredded cheese. The recipe says Velveeta cheese or shredded cheese. If you're using shredded cheese, use 2 cups of cheddar cheese. I am actually using Velveeta cheese today. I'm gonna go ahead and use the, it's a 16 ounce, 1 pound of Velveeta cheese. So this comes in a whole block. I'm gonna chop it up and put that in there. So the Velveeta cheese has been added. I cut it up as much as I can in like long squares. So of course it looks kind of crazy right now and not really appetizing, but there's 1 hour of this left for it to cook. So I'm just gonna mix it in a little bit, and then I'm gonna check on it every 20 minutes just to make sure everything is mixing, melting, and thickening up. The soup was so good. I started eating and serving and forgot to take a picture of it. But here it is all done. It's actually been done for about 1.5 hours now. I just have it on warm because I have some friends coming over to eat some. But it is a day process, but it is so worth it. And when I make the soup, I normally have leftovers for a bunch of days. So highly recommend you try it. If you try it, let me know. If you have a different variation of this, let me know. I'm always willing to try new stuff. But thank you guys so much. Have a great day.